I'm going to go ahead and just kind of give you guys a quick zip forms overview. So I have, I'm using Crystal's login just simply because I know for mine, I have different I'm allowed a little couple more screens and I don't want to make sure that I'm logging in as you guys to see what you're seeing, okay? So first thing you need to do is you need to go in here under me, go ahead and just upload your photo. And so for this, I just have, I'm going to do Crystal's headshot and I'm going to upload that. And then you're just going to go to profile settings. And this is just how you're going to kind of set up, make sure you have all your information. For e-signature, email signature, what you can do is you can actually pull in your signature from Dropbox and you can paste it in here. So you can look from, if you want to choose your files, I could I'm going to go back to Crystal's. I'm pretty sure she probably has an email signature already saved in here. But let's see. Here you go, Zillow Sig. That's a spreadsheet. Let's see if I can find one. Business signature. And so we've got, all right, we'll do this one. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the file. Done. And so now I've got her signature in there. And that's all you have to do for that. And then go to the next screen. You can save it. Go to sign in and security. This is just if you wanted to do a two-factor security. This is how you reset your password if you need to. Forms. This is, if you wanted to change you can organize it and you can change how which forms you see first. You can add field color for the active fields. You can, put any type of background colors. I don't really do anything with this at all. But the products, this is just what I have paid for you guys to have. So you've got this is all the products that you have, and you can, research them and see what it is. MLS Connect is just how you can connect with Netris so that you can pull all the property information fields into your documents. Going to settings, this is where you want to set up. So digital ink is what you're going to be selecting for your, it's going to be your primary or by default what signing service you're going to use. And then you also, I went ahead and selected Central Time Standard, or Central Time Zone, simply because they actually had a different time zone. And this is just landing screen. If you wanted the dashboard to be first that you see, or the transaction list to be first, you can actually set it up however you want. And this is a little bit of, if you wanted to link your other zip form to this zip form, you could do it this way, where you just type in your old username and password, and then you could just click add link. And just to kind of tell you, email title integration, there is a way to link title companies to our order. It's more of a transaction coordinator, deal. But I've actually reached out to a couple of the title companies and asked them I've sent them requests so that we could do this, but they haven't been able to be successful yet. So don't really worry about the linking, but I just want to tell you, just if you're an overachiever and trying to figure it all out, that's what that is. Notification settings. So this is pretty much, do you want to be notified? We are going to go to a process where you're going to be asking for files to be approved, and there'll be a way to notify, like if there's something that needs to be changed. Like once you have your signed documents all done, you're going to actually ask the transaction coordinator to preview the file and approve it. And if for whatever reason something needs to be changed, they can actually, message you, and they can do in-app means that when you log on, you'll get the message, or email notification means you're going to get an email stating that there's something wrong with the file and you need to change it. So doc and box, that is something that we're probably never going to use, but it's almost like just a holding inbox for any files that you may have that don't have a transaction yet. There's really no reason we would ever need this because we usually open up a transaction before we even come into zip forms. So really don't worry about that. But this is just how you can, your email notifications. This is how you can choose what you want and don't want to be emailed. You can turn it on or off. So I just wanted to show you that. So from here, you're going to go ahead and click Save. So yeah, you've kind of set up your, back office settings that are specific to you. Next thing I want to do is I want to go over templates. So you should, the Crystal had some personal templates in here. And what I want to do is just show you that I've created a template already. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to find it. So you're going to name your template, although I've already named it Resell Purchase Transaction. And you're going to go residential. You can click on automatically apply. And then what you're going to do is if you go down to global, this is one that I've already filled out everything for. So you're going to go to global here and you're going to click save. Okay, I'm going to call this 1, 2, 3 just so we know that we don't get that confused with the other one that Crystal has. So then from here, what I did is we just are opening up so if we went to templates, we're going to go ahead and open those up, okay? I have working docs and signed executed docs, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But this is where you're going to go ahead and you're personally going to add your own stuff. So this is where you're going to want to add in your email address, which is, Crystal at Funk Realtor. You're going to add your cell phone number, which is 33. I'm not sure if I have her phone number memorized, but we'll just, you get the picture. This is where you're going to go in and you're going to add your own personal stuff so that you don't have to do this every single time. You're going to be able to save it, to your transaction. So once you save it, then from there, it's done. Every single time that you create a new transaction, these are going to be applied to it. You can organize them however you want. I organized them this, a certain way, but all you have to do is organize it, and you're just going to say, okay, I want this up front. I want the IABS before that. I like the general info. Maybe you want to have the buyer docs that are, just that buyers would sign, and then maybe you want to have the offer docs in a different, category like this. Okay, so now you're done organizing, and you're complete. So you've got that template saved, okay? So from here, I'm going to show you how you would create a new transaction. So I'm back in transactions. I'm out of template. I'm in transactions now. And so I'm going to create a transaction. And so I'm going to clarify with everybody what we're going to do. Now it's going to automatically apply the template because I told them to automatically apply the template. I'm going to go ahead and say testing 1, 2, 3. This is residential. And you see here, it's going to tell you, actually they're both going to, I've got 2 different ones that auto apply, but it's fine. So I can just click save. Now I do want to make sure we show that this is a prospect, okay? What we're doing is if it's a buyer and we're not executed yet, put it under the buyer's name. Once it's executed or the offer is accepted, change it to the property address. That's super important. It changes from prospect to active, okay? When all parties are executed, then we change it to pending. So we need to make sure that we have all this correct prior to sending anything over to the transaction coordinators. So what's happening is the transaction coordinators are looking in your files and they see a buyer's name and they don't know it's a transaction. So we have to change the buyer's name to the actual transaction so that they know that they need to start working on the transaction. So this is a summary page. The only thing that's really important to put in here is that you're going to say, you're basically going to put the purchase price and then go ahead and put the closing date in here. Okay, those are important to list. You're next going to go into parties. Okay, so this is where you're going to, anyone that needs to sign needs to be in this right here. So if we got buyer number 1, we need to go ahead and put, I'm going to go ahead and say Shane Funk, and I'm going to go ahead and say Shane Funk at mac.com. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save this. I'm going to save them as a contact, and then we're going to click save. All right. Any others? If you wanted to do, we got a title company. Obviously, they don't really need to sign anything, but let's go ahead and just say, and then we're going to say Fair, Texas, and, you know, I think it's just Jenny, but we'll go ahead and pretend. Okay. Save as a contact, save. Okay, so we got our parties in of the signers. If there was another buyer, we would do buyer number 2, which is fine. Okay, we got documents. So this is where, you know, we applied the template. So this is all showing documents. I'm only going to show you, I'm going to show you 2 things. If we've already got everything fixed and ready to sign, I obviously I'm not going to show you all how to fill out a contract. I will show you that, you know, MLS Connect. Right here, this is how you would actually, if you knew the MLS number and you wanted to connect the transaction, you would do that. You'd basically pull up the number. You would try to find the transaction based on the MLS number, and then you'd go ahead and import that information into the. And then this is where that would all show up. Okay, so I'm not even worried about filling all this stuff out. So we're ready to sign and send it off for signatures. So we're just gonna do we'll do the general info and the IABS. Okay. So we're gonna say, and you don't have to select those. You're just gonna go into e-sign, and then from there you're gonna click on new, and you're gonna, whatever ones you want to sign, you're gonna go ahead and select those. Okay. From here, you're going to go next, and you're going to select the signers, who's going to be signing. So we're going to have Shane as a buyer, and the selling agent in this transaction is going to be, is Crystal not in here? Okay, well, she's not, I guess she doesn't have to sign, but add a signer. All right, well, for whatever reason, I guess when we imported the MLS transaction, it probably wiped out her as a seller agent because that was just an old MLS number. So we'll pretend like this is Crystal. And then you're going to go next. Okay, so you can do a signing order right here, guys, or you can just not do a signing order and they both go to each party. So you'll go next. So this is where the signatures is. So this is the buyer's initial, this is the buyer's, this is the date. And then same thing happens down here. We've got Shane here, we've got Samantha Myers here, which is the buyer's agent. And so it would all be here. If for whatever reason it didn't show up, you would literally drag and drop. You could, type up a field by here and, you could type up whatever, have Samantha type up whatever. Or you could, mark up yourself. I mean, so these are just different things, just kind of like we had at on DocuSign. One thing that you have, I hate that this does this though. It actually will. make sure you guys can see this. X this out, so then you go to here. So I'm in the middle of still trying to work on this, so it's just popping out. One thing that when we're in this folder right here, I hate that. I'm going to go ahead and delete Samantha just in case I don't want it to send it to her. But we're going to go back to edit. One of the things that remember, I had the two folders. I had the working doc folder, and then I had the executed folder. So this is how you want to have, this is what I would recommend, is to click, this is when you're ready for the e-sign package, right? And so you're going to go ahead and you can select here, and then you can say you want the document, when they're signed, you want it to go to signed executed. So if all parties have executed and you don't need any other signatures, have it go to signed executed. So buyer's rep agreement, the IABS, the general info, those are items that just need the buyer's signature. So if you're going to send that separate from the offer, you could actually have those go directly to this folder. If you were going to send the entire offer and half would be executed and half wouldn't, go ahead and send it to working docs, and once everything is executed, you'll move it to the signed executed folder. So I'm going to go ahead here, I'm going to go ahead and say signed executed. And so that means that it's going to be, as soon as it's signed, it goes directly into that folder. So just be aware of that. That's what it's going to look like. And we've already got our parties selected, so we're fine there. And so we just go to next. And I'm going to go ahead and send it to Shane's email address, just so that we can, just for fun. So we're going to send the invitation. So from here, just so you know, when you're in your folder, and I'm down here's the testing 1, 2, 3 file I just created. I'm going into documents. So here's your folders, okay? So you've got your working docs, you've got your signed executed docs. There's some that are required that you must have, before getting the CDA. So I just put like placeholders there. We have to have the IABS. We have to have, certain items. The working docs, are here, so you can just kind of see. But I'm going to go back to just documents, where you can see all the documents. And here's the two folders too, okay? If you want to see, because we've got some e-sign that we're waiting on, here's your e-sign button here. You can open this up at any time and look at it so that you can see it. If you need to add a signer, you can still edit it. It's just pending, okay? So when it does get executed, it's going to go to whatever folder you told it to. And if you didn't tell it to go to a folder, then you're going to find it under e-sign, all right? Now, we had a situation where one of our agents, they submitted the offer, but then the offer needed to be adjusted where they wanted to change the closing date. And so when they changed the closing date, what they did is there's a way to actually take the executed document and e-sign it again. And so I'm going to show you that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually see if I can edit this particular. I'm going to go ahead and edit this to my email address so I can sign it for you guys. Shane is working out, so he's not going to be signing it anytime soon. Okay, so let's see if I can get that signed for you guys so I can kind of show you what it's going to look like. And all right, so while we're waiting on that, the next thing I wanted to kind of show you guys is the transaction cover sheet. So I'm waiting for the signature to come back so that I can kind of show you how to re-sign it. And you can kind of see it's over here. It's still in progress, so you know. But there is a transaction cover sheet. This is something back in the old days they would say to fill out 100%, and it'll all go on to the actual paperwork and the document. You could do one of two things. You can go directly to the contract, which I'm comfortable doing, and fill out the areas, or everything that you see filled out here, and I'll just kind of show you, I would always say do MLS Connect first and then go to this area here. And so what this would be doing is this would be, instead of going to parties and adding the parties, you would just rather do it like this. And then that way you're not just adding the parties. And so you could do either way, and either way it'll pull so that you can send them to sign for, when you're doing your signatures, that'll actually be a party that'll be pulled up. So let's see from here. I still haven't received the letter or the email to sign, so I'm kind of waiting for that so I can execute for you guys. There you go. I got it. So I'm going to sign real fast. Sorry for the dead air. Accept. Complete. Okay, so I'm done. So hopefully we're good and it won't be too long of a delay. Okay, so here we are. So let's just refresh just to see if it'll help show that they signed. So I'm going to scroll down to this testing 1, 2, 3, which is the folder, and it looks like it doesn't show it's pending right now. So one of two things we can do. We can go to e-sign. We can see it's completed. It should, let's see if did I show it to, there's the packet right there. And I didn't tell it to go to a folder, so I'm guessing that's why it's not in the folder. Let's see. Sorry, making you guys dizzy. So here's the packet. So we're going to open it up. Now let's just say we needed to revise something, okay? Let's say we realized that we didn't type up their name on the general info, or we needed to change something. So what you would do is from here is you'd open up this folder, this right here, the file, and you see where it says e-sign right up here? So this is how you can e-sign again on a document that's already been signed. So you've got the initials here already, or they've signed it, right? So we realized, oh wow, we didn't write the buyer's name here, and we really need to write the buyer's name here, or they want to change the date on the contract, whatever it may be. So all you do is you click on e-sign, the e-packet name, you could call it revised offer or revised buyer info sheet. Digital ink, it should already show that. If you want to choose a folder for it to go to, I'm going to go ahead and choose, this time it'll be executed. And so then I'm going to say done. And then we're going to go next. And the party that needs to sign, it's still going to be, we're going to say we'll call it Shane again, but I'll change the email address. Close. Yes. Okay, so I just changed the email address. Okay, so then I'm gonna go next. And then what I wanna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do markup text. As much as I'd like to do it, there you go. So we're just going to say Stephanie Funk. That's the buyer's name. Let's just call it that, okay? So you can let them fill it out, or you can go ahead and fill it out. And then I'm going to go ahead and just drag and drop another initial, just for the heck of it, over here, all right? That's it. Next. And then you're just going to, you can customize whatever you want to send it like that, or you can just go ahead and just send the invitation. And so that's how you send another document after it's been executed if you need to change anything or add anything. So that's the basic. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a quick overview of zip forms. I know it's a lot, but once you get used to it, it should be rather easy. I think that right now the most important thing is just to get your stuff uploaded that needs to be uploaded, knowing what folders are working, what working docs are, what signed executed is. I think that'll be helpful. And then any documents that you're going to upload that you would normally upload in a DocuSign, or not DocuSign, under Dropbox, under executed, that's what you're going to be uploading into this folder, executed. So hopefully, I mean, it's not hard to upload. I just opened up this. You can add documents, super simple to do. You can browse it, and you can drag and drop documents. So if you had let's just say for the fun of it, my plantation, and I wanted to drag a document, I literally could just drag the document, or I could just click on it and go ahead and move it over here. You can leave it the same display name, and then I've just uploaded the file, a document. So it's not a difficult task to do. This is a pretty big file because it's got pictures in it. It's listing recommendations, but it's something that you guys will want to put in here. And so, like I said, these are placeholders that have to be uploaded, but this should be enough. Hopefully, if you have any questions, you could review this and then ask the questions after you review this. There also is something super helpful. It's under the Learning Center, and they actually have videos of everything. You can go to videos, and there's a video for everything. Anything that you can imagine: how to do digital ink, how to do MLS Connect, how to do List Flash, which we're not going to deal with List Flash, but it actually does have the Elite Agent. So please, if anything, try to go to the videos and check out that. There's help guides, there's tutorials. There's also live guided help. See if I can show you where this is. At the bottom, I think I'm not sharing enough screen, but the very bottom right-hand side, it says guided help, and I can click on that, and it'll actually help you with a walkthrough video, anything you need if you're stuck. So I would say please try to at least go that route too before asking any questions. See if you can learn as much as possible. Okay, that's it. Have a good day. Bye.